Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to my room! Welcome back to my room! Look, I have a brand new bed! I finally assembled it. This is the all modern bed that I got like 2 weeks ago, I think. Week and a half ago, somewhere around there. It's so nice and it was less than 200 bucks. So if you're interested, I will leave a link down below. It's so sturdy, like I can't move it. And it was so quick and simple to assemble. My mom and I did it together. She held the steel bars. I was just doing all the like manual work, but I'm so happy with this. So happy. It's just, you know, very simple, very clean, very comfortable, right, Bowie? And while we were working on the bed, I also got around to doing some more decluttering outside of my makeup area. So we dusted some things, threw away boxes that I had in my room. This is all dusted. That looks a little less cluttered than it used to. What else did I work on? Look at that! Now I can play my records again. So that's really cool. And then look at this. Holy crap, look at this organization. We're going to start with this bag. This bag full of, well, that didn't help. But we're gonna start with this bag full of eyeshadow palettes. So we have quads, trios, you name it, we have it. So I'm gonna go through this whole thing and decide what I'm keeping, while what I'll be throwing out, because there is a lot of really old stuff. Being a blogger, I do receive stuff in PR. I also used to buy a ton of stuff to review, and I used to work for Bare Minerals, so I would get a mixture of employee gratis as well as, hey, we made a tester, we never used it, do you want to keep it? So yeah, I'll be throwing away some stuff. I'll be giving away other things that I don't want. I have a huge family down in Tijuana, Mexico that doesn't get access to a lot of the brands that we do over here, so they'll be more than happy to get some American makeup. And yeah, and then I'll decide what I'm keeping. So if you're interested in this video, which I think you are, right, Bowie? He doesn't even care. Just keep watching. So here we have all the eyeshadow palettes. There's a few cheek palettes. This one's a cheek palette, this one's a cheek palette that I'll be decluttering. So let's get started. The first thing that I know for sure that I'm going to keep is this guy, which is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting palette. This is from a few years ago, but this, as you can tell, I love and have used quite a bit. So it has a bronzer, 2 blushes, a highlighter, and a powder. This is staying for sure. One that I know I can give away is this Bare Minerals palette from last spring. This was from the Crystalline Glow collection. I just don't use it. I really do not like it. These two, this is supposed to be a highlighter, this is supposed to be a blush, this is your bronzer. Bronzer's way too red, this is way too red, and this is way too dark as a highlighter. So this is gonna go somewhere else. I'll actually ask a friend of mine that used to love this and hit pan on hers if she wants it. This is the Milk Makeup highlighter quad from a few Christmases ago. It has really funky, you know, highlighter colors. I'm definitely going to be keeping this, but it is quite similar to the Anastasia Moonchild Glow Kit, as you can see. This does have more colors, but I feel like I just don't ever reach for this. So I don't think I've ever even used it other than swatch it. So I think I might actually sell this on my Poshmark. This I used to love so much. This is an eyeshadow palette from Tarte. I used to travel with this all the time. It's very well loved, especially if you go back to like my earlier videos. I used to use this all the time. Unfortunately, it is very old, and I just don't think it's safe to use them anymore. It does have an expiration date of 12 months, and it's been a good like 5-6 years that I've had this. Another palette from like my earlier YouTube days is this Urban Decay Naked Basics palette, which is another one that was very well loved. It is so sticky, and I've had this for way longer than 12 months. This has been in my collection for a good 5-6 years. It's been a really long time. I loved it. It did me so well in so many trips, and it was just such a beautiful palette. I did have a backup, but my mom also loves this palette, so I gave the backup to my mom. So this, unfortunately, is going in the trash. Another quad from my early days is this one from Ysidro. This is another very neutral, basic palette. Fortunately, it's been a really long time, and I just don't think this is safe for the eyes anymore. It says expiration date 6 months, and it's been a few years, so throwaway pile as well. I have some Bare Minerals Ready eyeshadow duos as well as a quad. Well, actually, I have another quad right here. So this range of eyeshadows, this whole formula got discontinued around the eyeshadows, I would say maybe like 2 years ago. So it's been a while. This was my most used one, which is the most simple one. I just don't ever see myself reaching for this. I know I never reach for them other than when they were available and I had to like show them at work. So I'm just gonna pass these on. We have a Sleek makeup palette. This one was sent to me and I just didn't use it all that much. It smells like it smells really, really weird. I can smell the powdery, like the rancid powdery smell, so unfortunately this is also going to be thrown away. This is the NYX Ultimate Eyeshadow Palette. This I love, and I'm definitely going to keep. This is a more recent purchase. I have 2 other recent purchases. These are both from Reina Rebelde. They sell their makeup at Target. So this I showed in my playing with new makeup video, but this was the one that I really wanted to get, so I finally found it. And yeah, these are going in the keep pile for sure. Oh my god, I have so many of these. These are LA Color palettes from the Dollar Tree that I picked up a few years ago. I have a video using this palette, and they're actually quite good quality for $1, but these are all going in the trash. They're a good maybe 3-4 years old, and yeah, I don't think I should be using them around my eyes. We have some stuff that immediately jumps out at me, and I know they're new, so they're definitely going in the keep pile. These 3 are from Huda Beauty. So we have the Coral Obsessions, Amethyst Obsessions, and then the Emerald Obsessions. So these palettes are absolutely stunning. We have the greens, we have the purples, and we have the coral. So these are all going in the keep pile, which is the biggest one at the moment. This is a little palette quad from Shop Miss A, which wasn't all that bad actually, considering it was also $1, but this is quite old, so another one for the throwaway pile. Then we also have these 2 palettes from Wet n Wild. These are the old eyeshadow palettes, so they've been in my collection for quite a long time. I really did enjoy them, but they have to go just because they are excessively old. And I feel like that's why all of these are just way too old and should not be around any eyelid. I have this Butter London eyeshadow palette. This got sent out to me. I liked them a lot, but it was just so basic that I feel like someone else can get better use from them. So this is gonna be in the gift pile. This is another thing that can go in the gifting pile. This is from Pure Cosmetics. It was sent to me. I just never ever gravitated towards it. I think I only used it once. The colors are beautiful, but they were just not very me. I got a few things from Almay a few months ago. This was completely shattered. I tried my best to like put it together, but it's just way too broken, so it's gonna go in the throw pile, but I'm keeping this one. So this is gonna go over here. This is from the Christmas collection that Bare Minerals released. This last Christmas, so a few months ago. I think this is the most beautiful palette that Bare Minerals has ever released, at least in the last 3-4 years. So this is definitely staying with me. I have more Bare Minerals palettes. This is the neutral palette from the Gen Nude collection. So this is the brand new eyeshadow palette that replaced the Ready eyeshadows. So both of these are very neutral, but they're so nice. I love the formula. So I'm keeping both of them. So I have Latte and Neutral. Very basic, but I really like them. So these are staying. I have another sleek palette. I think this is the one that I purchased when I went, oh yeah, I did. So this one I tracked down when I was studying abroad in Paris. I traveled to London and Manchester, and my friend in Manchester was taking me to all the, was it Boots or Superdrug? I think Boots. We went to a few just to track this down, and we found it. So this has been in my collection since 2011. So it's definitely time to go, but it brings back so many memories. We have this guy, which I reviewed years ago. This is from NYC. It was part of the Demi Lovato collection. I actually really liked this eyeshadow palette. Again, neutrals, but the mattes blended out really well. The shimmers blended out really well. I actually really did enjoy this, but it has been a really long time. It says it has a 30-month expiration date. It's been way past 30 months. So this guy, the controversial Subculture palette that many people hated, I absolutely loved, and I still love. So this is staying. This guy took me forever to fill out. This is my MAC single eyeshadow palette collection. So we have neutrals up here. This is Blanc Type. This is the eyeshadow that I've gone through the most. This was like my 4th one. And then we have really colorful shades over here. These are old, but, well, not all of them. There's some newer eyeshadows. But it took me such a long time to even get this far that I can't part ways with it. So this is staying for sure. Another thing that's staying is this Make palette. So it has a side with lipsticks over here, and then we have eyeshadows. This is fairly new. I got it just last year, so this is staying. This guy, Sonia Kashuk from Target, I do have a few videos using this palette, but they no longer make it. It's quite old, so it's gonna go over here. Oh man, this makes me so sad, but it's a good wake-up call to not buy as much stuff. So let's continue. This is a quad that I put together from Anastasia. These are fairly new. I got them during Black Friday. Another thing that I recently purchased is this little palette from Revlon because I see Katie Jane Hughes use it. The colors are beautiful. They're very bright, and yeah, it's staying. This is also going to be staying. This is the Urban Decay Kristen Lee Ann palette, which is very colorful. The layout kind of gives me a little bit of anxiety, but I do really like the eyeshadows and the selection, so this is going to be staying. Next up, we have the Kat Von D Pastel Goth palette, which is very, very beautiful. I just haven't seen a palette quite like this one made in recent years, so this is staying. This little guy is a quad from L'Oreal. I've only used it once, and it was during a masterclass that I attended with L'Oreal. So this is going to go in the gifting pile over here. Who remembers Stephanie Soothing Sisters collab with Mimi Box? I love her videos, I still do, so I had to support her and get her quad. If I can open it. The quad looks like this, so you have very nice mauve-y, cooler undertones. I actually quite like it. I kind of want to keep it, but I see my pile is getting bigger. I think I might have to, I don't know. I'm gonna put this over here because I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. This guy I purchased at a beauty supply store. This is from Beauty Treats. It's the Prismatic Color Wheel. I've only ever swatched it. But it is very, very chalky. It's not the best quality eyeshadows. Like, you can see there's like nothing in my finger. So unfortunately this guy is just gonna, actually, I feel like someone can use it. I'm gonna put it over here. Let's continue. Bare Minerals. We have a Be Beautiful palette. This was an employee gratis. This was my very first like Bare Minerals palette from when I started, and I did show it in a playing with new makeup video back when I started working for Bare Minerals. I just haven't used it in forever. It's been such a long time. I'm gonna be giving this away to someone. This guy my brother bought from me. I don't know from where. I think it's from Indonesia. Yes, it is from Indonesia. So so my brother bought me this. I really don't know much about the brand, but I hate the packaging because it is so bulky. I feel like I can maybe get some use from it if I depot the eyeshadows and put them in like my C palette or something. But I don't know. To be honest, I feel like I can live without these colors just because I have them elsewhere. I feel like I can get rid of these. These are so old. This C palette has some really old Pacifica eyeshadows. These two are from Stila from ages ago, like before I even started blogging. You know what? I'm gonna get rid of the eyeshadows here. This guy I love, and I won't be getting rid of it just because it's my favorite contour palette. It was made limited edition and it's sadly not available anymore, but Bare Minerals did such a good job with this, and I hated it. I hated that they discontinued it, so I'm keeping it. These two are from Makeup Forever. They're nice. I just don't ever reach for them. So I'm gonna pass them on to someone. I feel like my mom might actually grab that. And that being said, I do have an Inglot palette over here that I feel I can possibly pass on to someone else. This is how the quad looks like. This got sent to me by Inglot a few years back. I don't know. I'm gonna pass this on to someone else. All right, we only have a few palettes left. Look at that. So this is my single eyeshadow palette from ColourPop. This is definitely staying, just like the MAC one. It took me a while to complete this, and I do want to film a random color challenge video using this palette. We have the Nubia by Juvia's Place, which is the more neutral one. I just opened all the 3 Juvia's Place palettes that I have. I feel like this one I might just be good without it, just because the colors do remind me of the Bare Minerals Latte palette, which I'm keeping. Then we have these two. This one I want to keep for sure. And this one, it's so beautiful, but I'm kind of undecided, so this is going over here. This is a new palette that I got. This is from Carity. This is stunning. All mattes, colorful shades, definitely staying. This guy is a little quad from the brand Le Métier, but which is short for Le Métier de Beauté. But it is very basic again. This I won in a blogger event. You have your cream eyeshadow, you have a gray. This guy looks like the one from this palette, and a black. Actually, I think, yeah, they kind of look similar. They look very, very similar. To be honest, I feel like this is much better quality than this guy. So this is gonna go somewhere else. It's gonna go into gifting. This is staying. This is the Morphe 35M Boss Mood palette. I love this palette. I love the green, so that's staying. Emily Noel, the Emily Edit. I feel like I loved it at first, but then I just kind of like, I don't really reach for it all that much. I think this might get a better home somewhere else. And then we were left with 2 Kat Von D palettes. I love them both, to be honest. This guy is one of my favorite palettes ever. Such a beautiful palette. I've made what, like 3 different random color challenge videos using this palette, and I just can't part ways with it. I'm sorry. This is still a great palette. And this guy is the Shade and Light Eye, which I also really, really love. And I did get rid of a lot of neutral palettes, including my Urban Decay Naked Basics palette. And this guy is like the Urban Decay Naked Basics palette, but on steroids. That's what I said when I first started using it. I think I'm gonna keep it. This guy should probably go. This is also quite old. And this, I feel like I can probably get gifted. I'm gonna keep for now. Okay, so we have the gifting bag, which is growing and will keep growing. That's trash. And then this is what I'm keeping. So that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed watching me declutter my eyeshadow palettes. If you did, don't forget to give this video a big like, subscribe if you're brand new, and me and Bowie will see you on another day. So take care. Bye!